What a great day to our grade 9 students and to our Karubas, Gayems, and Kabalens. Right now, you are tuned in to our radio station, committed to serving our beloved students in their homes in the municipality of La Paz. Welcome to LNH's Strive 93.5 FM, strengthening techbook through radio-based instruction and virtual education. Hello everyone! I am your teacher broadcaster, Ma'am Adeluisa Santiago Calma, and I am honored to be with you today. Our episode for today is for grade 9 English, so I am asking our dear grade 9 students to search for a place where you can answer your learning activity sheets safely and comfortably while listening to our discussion. Get ready, grade 9 students! Get your pen, activity notebooks, and activity sheets, and let's start our session. Our discussion will focus on MELC 1. Differentiate biases from prejudices. After you have tuned in and listened thoroughly in the radio-based instruction, you are expected to understand the definition of prejudices, differentiate the types of prejudices, and determine what type of prejudices are exhibited in a certain text or images. This is the first topic in English 9 for the third quarter, and it is a must for us to review our past discussion. Last week, you have learned about adverbs. Let us review. For our review today, let us play a game. This is called TikTok. I will be reading different sentences that includes adverbs. Your task is to determine whether the sentences use adverbs correctly. If yes, you write tick, and talk if not. Again, your task is to determine whether the sentences use adverbs correctly. If yes, you write tick and talk if not. Please get your activity sheets and your pen for you to write your answers. You may also type your answers in our comment section. I think everyone is ready. So let's begin with the first statement. She rejected completely his proposal. Is it tick or talk? What is your answer? That is correct. The statement is talk. The adverb is misplaced. She rejected completely his proposal is incorrect. Let me read the second statement. Ricky enrolled as a grade 9 student at La Paz National High School. Is it tick or talk? What do you think is the correct answer? Excellent! Our second statement is tick. The adverb is correctly placed at La Paz National High School. For our third and last statement, he was chosen by the school as a model teacher for the year in 2020. Is it tick or talk? What is your answer? Very good. The answer for the third statement is tick. The adverb is correctly placed. How are you doing? Did you get 3 statements correctly? That's remarkable. Good job, everyone. So let's start the session today. So sit properly, relax, and listen well. We will talk about MELC 1 today, which is about differentiating biases from prejudices. But our focus is on Lesson 1, Prejudices. My dear grade 9 students, please prepare your activity sheets and listen attentively to our discussion. On the first page of your activity sheets, you will see an image of a half-blindfolded man. And on both of his sides, you will see 2 statements. Let us all read the statement. Statement driver because she is a woman. Second statement, Angelo's decision is always heard in the family because he is a man and the eldest among his 5 siblings. After reading the 2 statements, what do you think do they demonstrate? That's right! Both statements illustrate bad judgment or negative opinion. And the half-blindfolded man represents our system, being blind or unfair to what the truth really is. Those sentences give you already an idea about the definition of prejudice. But, to give you a deeper understanding, let me explain to you more about prejudice and its common types. Let's proceed to our discussion proper. So, what is prejudice? The word prejudice comes from the Latin roots pre, in advance, and judicum, judgment, which essentially means to judge before. It is prejudgment or forming an opinion before becoming aware of the relevant facts of a case. Prejudice is also a preconceived opinion that is not based on reason or actual experience. The word is often used to refer to preconceived, usually unfavorable, judgment towards a person or people because of gender, beliefs, values, class status, age, disability, sexuality, race, ethnicity, language, nationality, occupation, education, or personal characteristics. Take a look at these examples. Chinese people are business-minded people, and their products are fake. All black people are unemployed criminals. Now, both sentences are showing strong, insulting, and negative judgments and opinions toward black people and the black people. As a result, it's considered prejudice. So there are 5 common types of prejudices. I'll show you statements illustrating different prejudices. And let's discover what type of prejudice do the sentence illustrate. All males are good in math. This sentence clearly shows prejudice. But do you notice to whom does this sentence show prejudice? That is right. It shows a prejudice against male, or boys, or men. In short, gender. So the type of prejudice that is being illustrated in this statement is called gender prejudice. Gender prejudice refers to the attitude that all members of a particular gender, all women, all girls, all men, and all boys, are a certain type of person. Next statement, all Chinese people sell products that are low quality. This is an insulting judgment, and we know that this is again a prejudice. But to whom does this sentence show prejudice? That is right. It shows a prejudice against Chinese people. And the type of prejudice that is being shown in this statement is called ethnic racial prejudice. This happens when negative opinions, beliefs, or attitudes are held about people for the simple reason that they belong to a specific ethnic group. Next statement, homosexuals are immoral. This is a very alarming opinion and judgment against homosexuals. This prejudice is against LGBTQ. So, this statement is illustrating sexual orientation prejudice. This is also called homophobia. It is often based on the stereotype that all gay men or lesbians are immoral. This may include transgender or transsexual individuals. Next statement, Alvin is 50 years old. He is not qualified to become CEO of the company because he is too old, according to the body. What do you notice? This sentence shows prejudice because of Alvin's age and he is already old. So what does this sentence illustrate? That is right. Age prejudice. Age prejudice reflects a prejudice against younger or older adults. It is defined as any attitude, action, or institutional structure which subordinates a person or group because of age. Last sentence. Most OFWs are house helpers. This is a very insulting opinion against the OFW. This is actually what we refer to as class prejudice. What does it call class prejudice? Why does it call class prejudice? Because this is the attitude or opinion that those in a certain economic class are inferior to another class. It is discriminatory attitude or a distinction made between the social or economic classes. So, those are the 5 common types of prejudices. We have gender prejudice, ethnic, racial prejudice, sexual orientation prejudice, age prejudice, and class prejudice. For you to better understand the concept prejudice and its common types, let us enjoy doing the series of activities found on your activity sheets. So get your activity sheets and pen and let's answer. Again, the 5 types of prejudices are the following: gender prejudice, ethnic, racial prejudice, sexual orientation prejudice, age prejudice, and class prejudice. For our activity, let's begin with activity 1. You will see a box and inside are the 5 common types of prejudices. After listening to our discussion, please define each type of prejudice by writing the letter of the correct type of prejudice on the space provided before each number. It happens when negative opinions, beliefs, or attitudes are held about people for the simple reason that they belong to a specific ethnic group. It happens when negative opinions, beliefs, or attitudes are held about people for the simple reason that they belong to a specific ethnic group. So what is your answer? Correct! The answer is letter B. Next, number 2. It refers to the attitude that all members of a particular gender, all women, all girls, all men, and all boys are a certain type of person. Choices are A. Gender prejudice, B. Ethnic racial prejudice, C. Sexual orientation prejudice, D. Age prejudice, and E. Class prejudice. So what is your answer? The answer is letter A. Gender prejudice. Number 3. It is the attitude or opinion that those in a certain economic class are inferior to another class. A. Gender prejudice, B. Ethnic racial prejudice, C. Sexual orientation prejudice, D. Age prejudice, or E. Class prejudice. What is your answer? The answer is letter E. Letter E is class prejudice. Number 4. It is often based on a stereotype that all gay men or lesbians are immoral and thus inferior? Choices are A. Gender prejudice, B. Ethnic racial prejudice, C. Sexual orientation prejudice, D. Age prejudice, E. Class prejudice. Okay, the answer is letter C. C for sexual orientation prejudice. Last, number 5. It reflects the prejudice against older adults. It is defined as any attitude, action, or institutional structure which subordinates a person or group because of age. Choices are A. Gender prejudice, B. Ethnic racial prejudice, C. Sexual orientation prejudice, D. Age prejudice, or E. Class prejudice. The answer is letter D. Please count the numbers of the correct answer. Did you get all correct answer? Wow, that's amazing. If you're really paying attention to our discussion, in Activity 1, it is just warm up. Let us now see if you can apply our learnings about 5 common types of prejudices. Let's proceed to our Activity 2. Activity 2. Can you tell the prejudice? Read the statements and underline the type of prejudice that is exhibited in each statement. If the statement does not exhibit prejudice, underline none. Let us answer items number 1 and 2. Number 1. That child is very unlucky because her parents are homeless and poor. What is your answer? Okay, that is remarkable. The answer is class prejudice. And what about for number 2? Your brother is a gentleman, and my brother is a gentleman too. So, we are equal. What would be the prejudice exhibited in that statement? Okay, there is none. There is no prejudice in that statement. Very well. I think items number 3, 4, and 5 are just a piece of cake for you. So please answer them on your own and let's check next session. Analyzing the types of prejudice in certain texts is very important skill. Since I see that you are developing that skill little by little, I am amazed. I commend everyone for answering our activities that well. So, to add more spice, please answer the post-listening activities 1 and 2 on your learning activity sheets. Let us share our answers next session. If you have questions, please feel free to send me a message at 0917-8425-878 and I'll address your concern right away. I hope you understood today's lesson. Always remember to enjoy while learning. This has been your teacher broadcaster, Ma'am Adeluisa. And I wish everyone to be safe. Have a wonderful day. God bless. Goodbye.